everybody, and welcome to Goldbridge Saves Football. We're back in the studio after a week out, but it's Euro fever. I've been playing EAFC career modes. I've taken Portugal to the semi-final. I've taken Scotland to the quarter-final, and I took England to the last 16. Foden got sent off, and it all went wrong there, Will. How are you doing? And are you excited about the Euros and our big Euros preview?
Yes, I'm very excited, Mark. I've been scouting in the likes of Czech Republic. I've been to France on missions that maybe weren't related to football, but turned into them, and I can tell you that England are going to win the Euros after those scouting trips.
It's coming home. We've all got, me, Niall and Will have all got, we've done our sweepstake as well. You can play that at home, get someone to pick a team for you, or do it on a
You get
machine.
them
Randomator.
Randomator. Yeah.
Randomator. We'll reveal that because we'll be keeping an eye on them. We've got lots of podcasts over the Euros, but we're going to go through all the groups. We're going to do top scorer. You can get involved in the comments as always, and we'll check these back in a few weeks' time. I think with top goal scorer quickly before we talk about England in the groups, because it's there's 6 groups of 4, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which last time I checked is 24,
Yeah.
and then it goes down to 16.
Yeah.
So top 2 go through, and I think the fourth place, four of the 6 groups, third place goes through. Basically, most teams are going to play 4 games.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So you could get, for top scorer, a Højlund,
Well, yeah. Rasmus.
a Lewandowski.
Well, and also but it doesn't feel like there'd be those games where you get in the World Cup where you could have like an 8-0. There's what's the worst
George's
team?
group might be Ronaldo.
But then people are banging on about his scoring total in Saudi Arabia. I mean, you can disregard that straight away.
I think got top goal scorer, you normally need 5 or 6 goals. So if you can bang them in the first 4 games, you might win it.
But also, that's the most English thing ever. Sorry to get on the tirade straight away. I know you're wearing the tracksuit, but when Harry Kane won it, and everyone was like, "Well, 3 of them are penalties. 1 was off his arse." We're like, he's won a Golden Boot for England. Let's celebrate that fact. Let's not try and diminish it. For Christ's sake, we don't win anything.
What was that? Was that World Cup?
2018, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. And what game did he score a lot of goals in? Panama. Where's your Panamas now?
Good point. Right, let's get into the Euros. We are going to go through the groups. We are going to talk about all the teams, but let's start about England. It all kicks off on Friday, but it kicks off on the Sunday for England. They're playing against Serbia, I think. So that will be who plays for Serbia? Milinkovic.
Well, I think what we
Mitrovic.
should say, what we should say top line is there's a lot of people, if you want your deep line analysis on what formation Serbia are going to play, that's out there. We're just having a great chat about the Euros, aren't we?
Serbia, ranking 33 in the world.
Nice.
Weak defence, attack is their strength. Watch out for Tadic and Mitrovic.
Wow. And watch out, Statman Dave, because he's coming for your title.
Yeah, and these are specific. I do stats in a different way. Basically, the ranking, their strengths and weaknesses, and players to watch.
Well, no, that's good, actually.
Yeah, so I'm prepared. But look, before we get into all that, England's chances, I've shocked a lot of people by saying for a very long time it's coming home. It's a tournament in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It's big players injured. It's a loss against Iceland. It's Southgate. And yet I still say, mainly through stubbornness, that we should win it. It's coming home. What you thought about England, but also what we thought about some of the omissions, because Grealish is apparently gutted. Maguire felt he might have been able to make the latter stages of the group, and obviously Maddison was gutted as well. Southgate moving away from favouritism to go a little bit more about what we want, the Ezzies, the Gordons who deserve to go. So I'm not going to criticise Southgate on this, but I did find myself criticising him going, you know what, I wouldn't mind Rashford off the bench or a bit of Grealish, but I think he has probably picked it right.
It feels like Gareth Southgate is like when your mate breaks up with his missus and then all of a sudden he's going to the gym, he's doing new things and he's trying. You're like, well, you should have done this a couple of months ago, but fair enough, he's doing it.
He's got his missus's T-shirt at the moment. Have you seen that?
Well,
white?
nothing wrong with that, mate.
Mate,
you'll be in that. We'll all be wearing that come the quarter-final, semi-final.
To me, it looks like something that should have more going around the chest. It just doesn't look right.
No, you just got to try these new things. You know, you're trying a tracksuit this week. Maybe try a cardigan the week after.
It's coming home.
No, I think... Yeah, the one is Jack Grealish for me because, we saw in Euro 2020, the way he can unlock defences when he comes on, isn't it? And especially if we're pressing up that tight end of the pitch, he can sort of find those intricate passes, find those angles and get the ball in. And also I don't know. You always see from the media clips, he seems to be the one that's quite focal in that group as well. So to have him completely disregarded from that, and you do find yourself looking back on going, like you said, a bit of like, oh, I've got like a bit of familiarity there. I haven't got a problem with Maddison, the other ones like that, because no, I'd rather have the form players.
I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, really, because if he took Grealish and he'd not took Eze or Gordon, people would say, well, look at how many games he's played, they're in form. Then you don't take them and you go along the experience card, which can be problematic. I think that Grealish and Rashford probably both should have gone, but they can only blame themselves, putting themselves in a position where it's a discussion. And it is a discussion. Not everyone's saying, why is Grealish not going? People are going, well, maybe he should have gone, because there is a debate to be had. And in Grealish's case, he's put himself in that situation because he's hardly played for Man City. And that's the downside of going to Man City, earning good money and winning trophies, but being a bit part player. If he was still at Villa, he'd be in that squad. But that's the problem sometimes. He's not been good enough for Man City, so he's not in the team. Maddison's not been good enough since his injury. He was very good before it.
But it's like, when we go back to the Qatar World Cup and the name on everyone's lips was James Maddison, wasn't it? He didn't feature for England during the...
No.
People get so a bee in their bonnet about these players that might get 5 minutes off the bench in the third group game. It's just like, chill your beans, relax. It's going to be an 11 that might change if we've already qualified for the final group stage, but you just got to focus on making that 11 as strong as you can. So when you've got the likes of Luke Shaw, who's been in injury doubt, but then you look at the depth of left back, you go, right, that there is worth a gamble. Let's take the gamble and let's go with it. It's sensible across the board. There's no real decisions. Like, people will say Branthwaite over Lewis Dunk. Well, Lewis Dunk's had European experience this season for Europa League campaign for Brighton.
Didn't go well, though.
Didn't go well.
It's still experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you go on a stag do and you get... something happens to you. You've still been on a stag do.
Exactly, yeah.
You might come back a bit sore, but you were still
on a stag do.
Yeah, on a stag do. I think that, I suppose one thing I would say in defence of the people who are saying it's not coming home is that...
grow up.
Well, also, I think that
have a day off.
To acknowledge one of the reasons for me was the golden generation of this is the tournament to do it. But admittedly, when Grealish isn't going, when Maguire's not going... there's doubts about Stones, there's doubts about Luke Shaw, Jordan Henderson's not going. There is an element of inexperience to this team that I probably didn't expect a few months ago, in the sense that John Stones is an injury doubt, but even if he plays, he's going to play with Guehi or Konza, who don't have experience. If Luke Shaw's not fit, you haven't got a left back. Jordan Henderson's not in there. It's the likes of Mainoo, Wharton, Gallagher. They're all good players. Cole Palmer, Eze, Gordon. They're all good. Jared Bowen. They're all good players, but there has been a sort of, it's almost like this is the tournament where we were meant to be coming in as favourites, and I still think we can be, but there is actually, admittedly, an element of experience that no one's really talking about, which I don't think shifts the story that we can win it. But I think, someone like Harry Maguire is a massive loss. I know he's had a lot of stick, but for England...
he's so reliable for England. And that back four is just so experienced. I think we talked about it months ago of the talent is up front, but then when you get to that back four, they've played together so much. So it almost is like club level, isn't it? Like, you have that understanding of he's going to be there, he's going to be over there. Whereas now where you go in, that is my big worry of Mark Guehi fitting into there. If Trippier's been playing left back on his weak side, and he's not been in the best of form.
It's the more experienced teams. I think we're fine at the start, but when you hit the France and the Germanys and the Spains, who know how to probe inexperienced or not strong defences, it could be problematic. Because actually, when we go through the list of the teams, a lot of the strengths of all the teams is their attack.
Yeah,
their defence is their weakness, and that might be the same for England. But I think the big thing that worries me is that I know I actually was saying, look, the Iceland game doesn't mean anything. I've seen England into Euro 96 were terrible, but the problem still remains with Southgate beyond it is that Iceland scored in the 12th minute, one shot on target. Tactically, he's just not that level, and I think that...
Yeah, but Iceland aren't going to the Euros, are they?
No.
And right, so you played the beta squad game, right? You probably knew you were going to play, right? So you were getting fit for it. We played at Villa Park, right? You weren't putting the challenges in that you normally would do.
And a groin strain.
Wow, that came up quite early on, didn't it? We're very early on, actually. Now I look back on it and knowing what was coming ahead. So if you're an England player going into a Euros, you are playing at 60%. You aren't going to be playing the best. And people are judging Southgate on that. Be like someone losing the Charity Shield and be, get him out, he's fucked, get him gone.
I don't understand the whole Southgate. I mean, I don't like Southgate as a coach. I just think he's quite limited, but
He's coming into your place. Isn't
Iceland, last friendly before the Euros. What are you going to do? Sack him? You're not going to do that. The problem with Southgate is the problem at England, but it doesn't mean we won't win it. But I do worry if we go 1-0 down to France.
Yeah.
Has he got the acumen off the bench to go, let's move things around like a Deschamps might? No, he doesn't. If we're going to win this tournament, people need to be realistic. We're never going to play good football under Steve Holland and Gareth Southgate. That's not what they're about. We have to win it to our strengths, and that's going to be organisation. And let's be honest, moments of Bellingham, Foden, Saka, Kane, 1-0s, 2-0s. If we beat someone 3 or 4-0, great, but we've got to be...
Yeah, but you say that though. You're thinking like when we beat Ukraine 6-0 Panama. There's been like people like
it can click every now and again.
Yeah, so,
but
and I know they're
predominantly
against the lesser teams, but that's when it generally happens. We're not going to beat France 6-0. But
when you think about Germany in the Euros, I think it was Goretzka running through 1-on-1 past Declan Rice. He's through 1-on-1. Kyle Walker blitzes. Rice would have been sent off. Walker's recovery pace means it's a yellow. 0-0 at the time.
Yeah,
we probably lose. I think Muller missed a couple of chances.
Muller missed that one.
And we won that game, and you just move on. And I think that's what England under Southgate is. You've got to he's got to get the job done.
But I think this squad announcement's maybe like sort of a light to showing us what's going forward. Of like, is the foot off the gas? You know, he's got this new setup with his Garms. He's got his new squad announcement where he's not picking his favourites. Are we going into France where we're just absolutely full out attacking mode? Like, does he know this is his last tournament and he's just gone, right, you said I don't pick my favourites, you said I don't play attacking football, that,
and he's going to mess it all up.
Yeah 4-4
everything he's done that's actually kept him in a job is going to mess it up. But look, I think it's to be honest, it's the most positive I've been about an England team going into a Euros under Southgate. I've been watching One Night in Turin. I've been watching Euro Nights, My Summer with Des.
Have you ever watched Mike Bassett, England manager?
I think it's a bit too lowbrow for me.
Stop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a bit unrealistic.
What?
I'd rather watch documentaries.
If there was ever a film that I could pair you with, it would be Mike Bassett, England manager.
I've never watched it. All right, I'll have to watch it. But I think, going back to England, let's summarise it before we go into the rest of the tournament. I think that I find myself finding some excuses. I think some of the injuries you can't do anything about. I think some of the form you can't do anything about. And, you know, Harry Kane, I didn't realise, is only just coming back from an injury. John Stones has only played an hour in the last month. So Kyle Walker's not had a good season. Luke Shaw is injured. Harry Maguire is out. There are things, but I think so much rests on the likes of Bellingham, Saka, Rice. There's still enough in there. And, you know, Kane will be fine, but you've still got Ollie Watkins, who's had a good season. You've still got Tony, who's had a good season. So I think we've just got to start well, because I think confidence is the key. I think this tournament, to me, looks really weird in the sense that we might get a shock winner. You know, Germany, for me, would be a shock winner because they've not been good. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Italy turned up again, or maybe a Portugal. So I think England have got to start well, because the battle is always in the head with England.
Yeah, and I think also if we can get to the thing that everyone throws against Southgate is in the knockout stages, he has the easy team place. If we can maybe get I know we beat Germany in the last 16, but it was a very weak Germany side, to be fair. But if we can get, I think maybe we could come against Spain in the round of 16. I think
they're technically good, aren't they?
But they are technically good. But I think that's where we could beat them just on the experience of that unit and that team going forward.
Weakness finishing.
What official rank are they?
8th.
Oh God, what are we?
I don't know where we are. We're probably top
third,
4. Yeah, we're probably top 4. But no, I think we're both going to go England win the tournament then.
Oh, you've got if you're not going England to win with this team because of your Southgate prejudice, have a look in the mirror, wake up, and go, just have a bit more joy in your life.
Enjoy it anyway. Look, the weather's crap in the UK, but we might get some sunny days. You know, there's watch-alongs on That's Football. And you may as well live the dream. I've been doing it for 40-something years and I've never won it. But what I would say is, don't write us off because we play shit against Serbia and win 1-0. We rarely play well in the group stage. And we probably won't play well if we win it. It's like Southgate's runs to the semi-finals and finals are very different to what Venables did in 96 or what Sir Bobby did in 90. They were memorable because there were some really good performances. Southgate, in fairness, I'd defend him and say he ain't going to start playing like Terry Venables or like we did in Italy
we had a quarter-final,
but we can still win it.
Yeah, quarter-final against Ukraine, we're in 6-0.
Yeah.
People forget about those things.
I think just get behind the team, and we have got the players to do it, but I think it'll be a methodical way of doing it. And also, the group stages are always the best. The knockout stages become very... there will be penalty shootouts if we're going to win it. There will be entertainment. So we're both going for England to win. Let us know what you think in the comments. Also, let us know what you think in the comments about players that have been left out personally, and let me know if you disagree with me, Will. I understand Grealish's disappointment, Maddison's. Maguire was because of injury. I probably would have took Branthwaite, but Dunk is almost like Maguire, so it's sort of like for like. Yeah. I don't have a massive problem with the squad that he's picked, and I still think that the only thing that will stop us will be Southgate limitations. But I still think we can win it.
This feels like the first squad where there hasn't been that sort of that he had to go. Like there's no one really like that, is there?
No.
Like Grealish is the only one, but like you said earlier, that's
Wharton and Mainoo going. No one would have predicted that even at Christmas.
But I don't know what this means. Like, it could mean so many different things. Of like, is Southgate staying on past the Euros and going to the World Cup, and he's bleeding in his next squad? Is he just saying to hell with it? Like everyone says, I do this, and I'm just picking players on form. It just feels a very different move at a very crucial time. And there's a message there, but I don't know what it is. Is it I'm the next Man United manager? I don't know.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Well, I'm just trying to read the message.
The thing is, who would be the next England manager now?
Yeah, well, those are all questions that we can't answer.
Let's go through the groups. England are in group.
They're in a group.
They're in a group with Denmark, Serbia and Slovenia. So we'll start off with that one. And we'll go quickly through the groups and give our thoughts in Group C. And then we'll go Group A, B and everything like that. Denmark are in that group. They are ranked number 21. Obviously, we know players such as Rasmus. Keep an eye on Wind. Apparently, he's quite a decent player.
A bit like you today. Keep an eye on your Wind.
21 in the world. Weaknesses, they are a bit of an ageing team, apparently. Well, that's my notes. There you go.
You shouldn't be that prejudiced, should you?
But their strength is on the attack. And the funny thing is, about all three teams that we're playing, Serbia and Slovenia, their strength is attack.
Right.
And our weakness is defence.
Where's your research coming from?
Knowledge.
Well, yeah, but
you
look at that midfield as well, and it is ageing as well. That's the game where I think everyone's going to say we might get a point. It could be tricky. I think we'll absolutely blitz them.
Eriksson, Højbjerg.
Yeah, exactly. And like that, Damsgaard was brilliant in the Euros, but he went to Brentford, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. These players go to like. They're like play for Brentford at the week, or they play for someone in like lower down Serie A.
But they become good as a collective.
Yeah, they get to international tournaments, and you're like, it's a bit like Maguire, really, isn't it? In terms, like in an England shirt, he's phenomenal. No, I think England, Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia for me.
Well, actually,
Serbia, Slovenia.
I was going to say, because you got Denmark ranked number 21 in the world, Serbia ranked number 33 in the world, and Slovenia are ranked 37 in the world. Don't write Slovenia off. They're weak defensively, but attack, they have got Sesko.
Yeah.
Sesko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, Sesko.
Let's go, Sesko.
He'll be coming to a Premier League.
And then, as I said, with Serbia, there are plenty of names that we know there, like Mitrovic and Milinkovic-Savic, Tadic.
Yeah.
So I think Serbia and one of Serbia and Denmark will be a draw. I think it'll be one of the games where everyone goes mad. Oh, look at this.
0-0.
But
nice to see your home fans booing you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, but they're not bad teams, Denmark and Serbia. And it's international football, which is tight and slow. So
international football for me is the epitome of what football should be. It's like you just get in this bubble and I think that's what we've lost almost like with club football. You get in this bubble for a month and you just... Yeah, everyone's behind the set. You know what's really nice for me?
Right.
Yeah, you just keep going, and that's why I love it.
Watch all the games. I think Denmark, Serbia, and England all get through. I think that'll be a 3-1 group.
Okay.
Because I think actually we'll probably all get 4 points. I think we'll win 2 and draw 1. I think we'll get 7. Denmark and Serbia will probably get 4, and Slovenia will get 0.
I think we'll get through on top. I think we'll have 9 points, and I think we'll beat everyone 4-0.
You've ruined it. Apart from England winning it, Denmark, Serbia, do we see them quarterfinals? Because we'll get clipped up on this.
No, I'm going to do it on here so we can keep a track. So if we go to group, do you want to go to Group A next?
Yeah, let's do Group. No, I think Denmark might do
No, I think
Depends who you get in the next round, though.
They had
innit?
their chance in Euro 20 in the World.
Who do you think is going to be the dark horse of the tournament?
Well, the favourites are.
Well, I think we might have them. So we've done our sweepstake.
Yeah.
Niall, you got Austria, who
Yeah.
I quite like.
Yeah.
You got
Czech Republic.
and I got Switzerland.
Yeah. Austria are a pretty good unit, aren't they? They're under Ralph, aren't they?
Yeah, I like right. The thing about Austria that's interesting, well coached, but individually, Baumgartner, that's a player I know from who plays for them. And Artovic,
I thought that was
maybe.
a tactical system then.
But they are some of their parts. That they're
Yeah.
a really good unit. I mean, Alaba's not fit, but Switzerland, there's a few players for Switzerland that you'd know. Obviously Akanji, Shaqiri probably still plays, Sommer's in goal, and then Czech Republic. I think they're another team that's a bit of some of their parts, probably well organised.
Sheet.
Yeah, Patrick Sheik. But yeah, I think I know we'll go through the groups in a minute, but I want to know what everyone else thinks about the dark horse, because we've had tournaments in the past. Remember the one where everyone said Turkey and they were absolute shit? I remember Ivory Coast years ago, and they never did it.
But it used to be like, when we were younger, when we were lads, you'd go to France '98, and you'd literally be learning about countries, let alone the players, because you'd be like, I'm so young, I've never even heard about this. And then I remember staying up to watch Republic of Ireland versus. Oh, they played first game 2000. Matty Holly. You're just absolutely captivated by learning about the players. But now.
Well, you wouldn't. Well, it's like
you can watch a 45.
Slovenia, no one will have a clue. And now, Sesko plays for them.
Well,
because
yeah,
he plays,
and there'll be a 45. There'll be a 45-minute deep dive on why Georgia play a pressing system, and and it's like, okay, right.
Apparently, Albania are really well coached.
Yeah.
There's levels to dark horse, though. I think if Germany win it, that's dark horse. Whereas if Denmark go semi-final, they're dark horse. It's like when Wales went to the semi-final.
Yeah, Morocco World Cup.
It's contextual, isn't it? Like if
Croatia.
you're an Austria and you hit the quarterfinals, you're probably the dark horse of the tournament. Whereas I think if a Germany or an Italy win it,
what about a Portugal? Because their squad,
they've won it before.
Yeah, they have won it before, and even then, that was dark horses to win, wasn't it? France in their own backyard.
I did a career mode. It's on my channel. I did it today. Oh my God, Leao, Ronaldo.
We're saying about
Bernardo
the bench.
Silva,
You could have Jan
Bruno.
Neves on the bench, and you got Paulinho.
João
in the
Felix.
Yeah.
Paulinho,
but then
Ruben Neves.
But then they're probably going
Diaz.
to have what we've got, and they go, we've got all this, but we've got bloody Martinez as manager.
They're three goalkeepers, I think. They've got Costa, Sarr, and
Patricio,
yeah, probably, yeah.
But I think they qualified the best, didn't they? They got 30 points out. They absolutely stomped it. But
their problem is the coach.
Yeah.
Roberto Martinez is just a Spanish Southgate. He's not a good coach.
Yeah, but
he's average.
But even
that's the problem. But in an international football, that is the problem.
Well,
a lot of coaches probably aren't. I mean, I don't think Deschamps is that good. He does well at France, but I don't think he's comparable to club
he don't win a World Cup, not much.
I'd do that. Anyway, let's go Group A.
Group A, we got Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland.
Yeah, I think Germany for me I'd keep an eye on Germany, and it feels. No, but this I knew you were going to laugh about it, but their form's crap. Like the Germans aren't
from
excited.
a negative way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'd definitely, no, I'd keep an eye on Germany anyway, because that's where the tournament. My hint is for the Euros, keep an eye on Germany, because that's where all the games are.
No, that's what you're saying.
No, I think they've had you know what the Germans are like about their football, but generally they're not actually expecting much. But when you go through their team, they've got some really good players. Coach is very, very good, and they might. Yeah, it's a bit like I just think Euro '96 with England, we were like, ooh, home advantage, which I'm looking forward to. Every game in Germany, some fantastic stadiums. You know what that can do, what it did for us a few years ago. So I think they're interesting.
Especially in them areas, you got like Florian Wirtz, Musiala, like really exciting attacking players.
They're a bit like England. They've got some good younger players, and then they've got some experienced players. It's just whether they hit the ground running. And I think that Scotland game is massive. I mean, it's the opening game. It's a free hit for Scotland.
Yeah, that's a real good opening game for me. That.
Yeah, if Scotland can frustrate and maybe hold them to a draw, or even if they only lose 1 or 2-0 and Germany aren't that good, Scotland can be galvanised by that, because you only need one win to go through, and then Germany. But do I see any of those?
Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. So a lot of people.
Well, my team's in there, Switzerland.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to back them, and a lot of
Hungary
people
are quite good.
Well, a lot of that. I think that sort of. I've watched a few different videos and a few different tweets, done a few bits of research. Hungary seems to be the one that might be the Turkey of the tournament.
Well, they're ranked 26th in the world.
Fucking hell.
But that they're ranked 26th in the world, which is higher than Poland.
Wow, nice.
Sabozli
Yeah.
Their strength is their attack. Yeah. Their weakness is their defence.
This is my favourite bit of the tournament.
You know what? I'm looking forward to this tournament because as we go through it, a lot of teams' weakness is their defence and a lot is the attack. So we bloody get goals.
It'd be great if the whole tournament just panned out in the way of the world rankings. And we should have just followed those from the start. So I was going to say Hungary second.
Well, now I've got Switzerland in the sweepstake. I want them to do quite well.
Do you want Switzerland? Well, you can have one as a cheeky third place
19
qualifier.
in the world, Switzerland.
And where are Hungary?
26.
Switzerland in second then, surely. It's got to be.
Inconsistent Switzerland, but strong defence.
Nice.
It's not really Goldbridge ball. But Okafor up front, I've always quite liked him. He might be one that shines. But I think Switzerland, Hungary and Germany. Wow, what about Scotland?
I really like, and I know it's the most patronising thing you can say to a Scotsman, but I really like getting behind Scotland. But from an England
I said this before. I remember Italia 90, Euro 96.
World Cup, they had the first
98,
game.
Yeah.
Against Brazil.
Yeah, I remember that. They hate us, but I actually quite like it when the Irish do well, or the Welsh, or
I love it, yeah. And I think they're so passionate about it. And then obviously your favourite player, Scott McTominay, becoming an absolute goal threat for Scotland.
I think that's the problem for Scotland, isn't it? Goals.
Yeah. No Lyndon Dykes, he's out of the tournament.
Yeah. I'd like to see them get through. I think that group, apart from Germany...
Are you going second then?
Switzerland.
Hungary third?
Yeah. I think because their strength is attack, I think Hungary might cause a few problems. I think they've been getting better in the last... I think they've been in the last 3 tournaments, haven't they?
Yeah. Group B, Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania.
Well, Albania are ranked 66 in the world.
Wow, that's tough.
Their weakness is actually their attack, but their strength is their defence.
Have you just copy and pasted every note and changed the world rankings?
No.
Look, I think Spain definitely stronger than Italy. I think we're all agreed on that.
Who's the third team in that?
Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania.
Croatia are dark horses.
Croatia, in our generation, they're the bastards of the tournament, aren't they?
But they've got to be getting old. Modric, Kovacic,
well, I think we've said Croatia are getting old since 2018. I think we've been saying, I feel like when we played Croatia in that semi-final...
It's the same team.
And we were like, we should beat these, they're getting old.
Yeah.
2020, these lads... They didn't get out of the group stages in 2020? I can't remember. We beat them early doors, didn't we?
They are ranked 10 in the world because that's what they do. So, but did they get out of that group? Italy, Spain, Albania, Croatia.
Yeah.
I could see Croatia either...
But then Italy are almost like not like a Croatia, but like when it comes to tournament football, apart from a few famous mishaps in major tournaments, like when they're on it, look at that. I don't think many people had them down to win the Euros, did they?
No, I think Italy have got a few problems though, haven't they? They've got a few players out. Obviously, Tonali's had the suspension. There's a few big players that they're missing.
It's not defensively like they were before as well, is it?
No, I don't. I reckon that group we might get... no, Croatia, Italy and Spain will go through, won't they? Let's be honest. Albania are probably going to struggle.
Should we do Spain, Italy, Croatia? Or Spain, Croatia,
Italy?
I'd
go Spain, Italy, Croatia. I don't think Croatia are going to do anything, though. I think I can see them going out in the last 16.
Yeah. Then England's group is C, which we've done England, Denmark, Serbia, Slovenia. Group D is the group of death, and it's Netherlands, Austria, France, Poland. Now, a lot of people writing off Poland. Niall's got Austria.
Well, Poland... strength is attack, obviously, Lewandowski. But apparently their weakness is their midfield.
Right.
I did this last week. I've done the research. I've just got midfield.
Look, like we said, look, if there's places you can go for formation and chat, we're just having a nice chat about the Euros.
Yeah, I think with
Matty Cash.
I'm going to go into my own head here. Every tournament, Poland are in it, and you go, they've got Lewandowski.
Yeah.
And every game you watch them, they're boring and they don't get any service to Lewandowski, who just stands up front on his own. So I don't see Poland doing anything. Austria, I think, going to be really interesting to watch because Rangnick's done really well and they've had some good results against better teams. Netherlands, some people have them as their dark horse. I think they're going to struggle to score goals because they're still using people like Memphis Depay and Cody Gakpo and Weghorst. Defensively, I think they're very good. Van der Ven, Van Dijk.
Defensively, they're absolutely right. Like Frimpong.
Yeah. They could be one to watch. I know who's the other one in that group.
We got Netherlands, Austria, France, Poland.
Oh, France
on top.
France probably the favourites, I think, at the moment, just because
they are the bookies' favourites as we sit here right now. On Sunday
I think
evening.
England have got to win it, but I just think France probably haven't had the injury problems that England have got,
and they've got the muscle memory of being.
Saliba doesn't even start for them,
and meticulous as well.
Yeah, and they've won it before. Mbappe's. I think a lot of people are saying Mbappe's coming into the tournament not fresh because he's not been playing a lot, but then now he's got the Real Madrid move.
But then
that could be a real advantage for him.
And then you hear like that
Happy
goes
place.
the other way, doesn't it? Like, oh, he's not fresh. Oh, he's well rested.
And the thing about France is, I really thought about it in the World Cup, was I was so impressed with their wingers. Dembele, obviously Mbappe was playing off the other side.
It was a cross
They
that
used
did undid for the one goal,
Giroud,
wasn't it?
Camavinga. They've got so many experienced players. They should blitz that group. But I'd like to see Austria get through. And
Which one to do in Austria second, Netherlands third?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then Poland.
Yeah, I can't see Poland getting.
Final two groups, we'll whiz through these. Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine.
Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine. Well, I'll have to go to my notes on this one. And for some reason, I didn't even do that group.
No.
That's how interested I was. I mean,
Belgium to win.
Belgium are... They were the dark horses about 12 years ago, weren't they? And they never did anything with it.
I feel like this is their...
Aging, they must be aging.
This is their golden generation, but like old.
Yeah, olden generation, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Drop the G. Ukraine are, I think, just a team that you'd expect to be in the Euros, but then they're there. You don't really expect anything else. I mean, Mudrik's probably one of their best players, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who else is in that? Romania, is Georgi Hagi still playing? Popescu?
I think Georgi Hagi is part of an old Romania side, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Romania.
No,
I don't know anything. They're really...
So let's just skip through that before we...
Who else is in that group?
Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine.
Yeah, that's probably a group I'm like least
Belgium
interested
top, Ukraine second.
You'd want any of them in the knockout stages.
Romania, Slovakia, I've done.
Yeah.
Group F, Turkey, Georgia, Poland, Czech Republic.
You know, one of them is going to win they're going to be... Romania are going to go to the semis now.
What, you've not been watching Romania in the qualifying stage?
Have you seen their style of play? It's sort of like fusing Pep with Deitch. It's amazing.
They play a 7-2-2.
Yeah. They're going to...
Too many?
Their motto is 2 centre-backs, 10 up front.
Yeah.
That doesn't even work, but somehow
they
it does.
do it. They make it work.
And
that's why they're special.
If you score 7, they'll score 8.
Yeah. Romania, dark horses.
But I hope we do see that in the tournament, because I think international football stereotypically is slow.
Yeah.
And because teams don't get together very often. So what's the easiest thing when you get a selection of players together? Let's just keep it tight at the back and look to counter. And I hope we do see some teams that... Because look, in the Premier League, you have teams like Brighton, we've seen that. You know, there are teams who are in the bottom half of the Premier League who try and play football. Burnley, even though they got relegated. So it'd be nice if that transpired into international football, because it'd make it far... Because I'll be watching all the games, like we're going to do all the watch-alongs, and it'd be nice to be sat there, obviously talking about your favourite packet of crisps as we do, but also go, this is actually a good game.
Well, that's what I like going into these tournaments. Like, you learn on the fly. We're not, like I said, we're not a service to be giving out the information. Well, although we are giving out some great information. Like, how nice is it to go through a tournament and then pick up on these players that you don't know about and really learn about them? And
you've got to be careful, Will. There is a warning that I must give in relation to World Cups and Euros. There is a serious message here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not start scouting players for your clubs in a major tournament.
Yes.
These mistakes have been made before. It is not the place to scout players for your club. It is slower and it is easier to play international football. And it doesn't transpire, if you score a hat-trick against Albania, that you should be the starting striker for Arsenal. But it will go on Twitter. Who is this guy who's playing for Romania that I've never seen before? He looks like he could take Odegaard's place. He can't.
There's that many eyes on. You remember when Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on against Tunisia in the first group game and he dribbled past 2 players? I went on Twitter and people were comparing him to Gaza. I was like, you have got to calm down a little bit.
It was like Owen Hargreaves had a cameo in 2006 World Cup, and everyone suddenly wanted him. And I thought he was a good player. But what was it? Liverpool did it, didn't they? With the
Senegal players,
Diouf.
We had Ali Cisse, who was very good, and the manager.
Yeah, Do you?
That's Golden Walled Football Manager as well. Don't do that.
Scout them at
egg on face.
Well, I remember Saudi Arabia beating Argentina in the World Cup, and loads of people going, well, 3 or 4 of these players could be playing in the Premier League. I don't know why we're not signing them up. And it was like, there we go. Yeah. Like the manager of Saudi Arabia, I reckon he could be the next Pep. Where is he now?
Yeah.
Apparently he's running a bar in Benidorm.
And I'm going Benidorm on Monday.
Send us regards.
And it's not for a stag do, it's for an exclusive interview with Hervé Renard.
Yeah. Former Saudi Arabian manager. Now...
no, I think he's doing quite well for himself, I think.
Yeah, probably.
That'll be it. How disrespectful. He's one of the greatest international... Group F. Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, Czech Republic. Portugal top.
Well, Portugal's team's very, very good. Georgia, I think, are probably the whipping boys of the tournament. And
Turkey in second.
Who's the other team in
Czech
that?
Republic. That's my team in the sweepstakes.
I'd keep an eye on Czech Republic.
Yeah.
I think they might be a bit of a Switzerland, just Austria, well-organised team. You probably don't... There is no real standout players, but as a collective, I think they'll get through. I think, obviously, Portugal go through. Turkey, I don't know.
Yeah.
Leave me out of this with Turkey. I think we all predicted they were going to do really well in the World Cup, wasn't it? And they got booted out.
Yeah.
Or was it the last Euros? I don't know.
Can't remember.
I mean, look, the thing about Turkish football, it's a little bit like Saudi Arabia. Everybody plays in that league, don't they? Yeah. There's not many Turkish players that play outside that.
Obviously, with Jose going, and then I think Ollie was linked with Besiktas as well.
Yeah, they gave it to someone else.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
I've been on holiday.
It was linked to Ollie for about an hour.
Oh, was it?
And I felt sorry for the journalist. He was like Fenerbahce talking to Ollie, and then an hour later they went to someone else. Yeah.
Should we go Turkey in second?
I'm going to go Czech Republic second.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Turkey will go
Georgia.
through third, yeah.
Then we've got basically...
Georgia are just there for a good time.
Basically, we've got to tap the country...
A bit like someone I went to school with. She was called Georgia.
Yeah, sure.
She was just happy to be there. Yeah. Didn't mind who she was playing with.
Should we pick the third place rankings? You've got to do it in order. So we've got Netherlands, Hungary, Croatia, Romania, Turkey, Serbia.
What?
So you've got to rank the third place teams because 4 of the third place teams go through.
Okay. So
Holland top.
Yeah.
Can you call them Holland?
No.
Second, Hungary.
Yeah.
Then Croatia.
Yeah.
Then
what have we got left?
Romania, Serbia, Turkey.
Serbia. So Romania and Turkey go out.
Romania and Turkey go out. So that leaves us round of 16, Germany or Denmark.
Oh, you've whacked in?
I've been doing it, yeah.
Oh my God, this is getting really exciting.
Oh, little
now.
shit. Hang on, I've got to be careful. It says to continue, start your free trial. Oh, just do it. Carry on.
Germany or Poland?
No, hang on. Oh, these little bastards. Oh, I've clicked off it now.
Oh, I got excited for a moment.
No, I'm back on now. I'm back on.
It's back on.
Go on, keep going. I'm fighting the system.
Germany, Poland.
No, Germany versus Denmark, round of 16.
I'm getting really excited now. I didn't even know we were going to do this. We're dropping it beats. So we're going to predict it. Germany or...
Denmark.
Close game, Germany.
Germany. I'm going to have to do my free trial. Hang on. Continue with Apple Pay.
What about top goal scorer, just while you're doing that? I've got some candidates for top scorer based on who teams are playing. I think Portugal, I don't know whether Jota will start, but I'd say Jota or Ronaldo. They're capable of scoring a few goals.
Yeah, and they could have one of them games where they pump someone.
Harry Kane, obviously, for England. Giroud and Mbappe, I think, for France.
Yeah.
Germany, I don't know who plays up for them, but that wouldn't surprise me if they scored a few goals. I mean, is it Havertz? I don't know.
Well, you got Musiala and Florian Wirtz.
Yeah, you've got to think about who's taking penalties and stuff, haven't you? But I actually think in this type of a tournament, I'm looking at who's going to go all the way and pick up a goal nearly every round, and I'm actually going. I've got 3. They might be a bit boring, but I've got 3. I'm going to go Kane, Ronaldo, and Giroud.
Not Mbappe.
I think Giroud tends to... I don't know. I don't know. International football, people are lying if they go, he doesn't play every week. Well, neither do they. They only play a few times a year, don't they? But if Giroud's starting, I think in that team, goals.
Obviously, Kane will score, but I think Foden will still... I mean, he's been in absolutely scintillating form, especially picking it out from the box. I'll go for Kylian Mbappe. I'm back up. Can people, if you are listening to this podcast, can you tweet me on probably Wednesday and go, Will, please delete your Telegraph subscription, which you've paid for, because I will forget.
So it's a free trial. Oh, it's going to.
Yeah, but you've got to. That's how they get you.
For the first month, it's 2p, and then it's $59.99 a day.
Yeah.
After 28 days.
So I'll be in Benidorm Wednesday. If you're there, come up to me, or if not, please tweet me. Delete your Telegraph subscription. Germany versus Denmark.
Just on a very quick question, because it is a podcast. Do you not feel... I was listening to this on the radio the other day. Do you not feel sorry for the established media? I mean, we normally take the piss out of them in the sense of when they drop the ball and are a bit lazy, etc. But I did listen to one news outlet the other day, and it was like, first month for £1, get exclusive articles and well-written articles about this, that. And I thought, fair play. And then it was like, after that, it was something stupid like $25.99 a month.
But it's just I went to the player final the other week and did that stuff. Got booed by 40,000 Leeds fans. That was fantastic. But I took Nick Harris, who he was Daily Mail for 20, 30 years. He's now gone off on his own. But it's just like, he's found new ways. Like they've got Substacks.
Yeah.
Like Henry Winter, the way coming on and doing interviews with you, and there's just so many ways to be a journalist now, and the Athletic are the sort of culmination of that, and they're doing it the best way, aren't they? Because now it's almost like if BBC or the Athletic tweet something, that's the verbatim, isn't it? That's official. Yeah. And they put themselves in that, and it's just being smart, isn't it? There's new ways, there's new media. Like when I went to uni and did journalism course, the only thing that I could do was probably work at the BBC or maybe get in as a junior reporter somewhere down below. But now there's just so many different ways of.
It definitely has its pace, because like when I was doing my research for the Euros, obviously I haven't watched everybody, and I can talk about past tournaments, but 4 years, 2 years is a long time. And I must have read 6 or 7 articles that were, somebody's taken the time to break down all that, So, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, go.
Germany or Denmark?
Yeah, Germany.
Germany. Switzerland or Italy?
Well, Switzerland's my team, Switzerland.
Really?
Yeah.
Spain or Hungary?
Spain.
Oh, match 40. England versus Netherlands.
I had that. That's what I got knocked out. Foden got sent off.
Why? What did he do?
Sled tackle from behind. I can't resist it. I thought it's Foden. He won't get sent off. England will beat Netherlands, yeah.
Portugal or Serbia?
Portugal.
And Austria or Ukraine? Are we back through there? No.
Austria.
Round of 16.
Austria.
Belgium or Croatia?
That's where Croatia go, Belgium.
France, Czech Republic.
Yeah, France.
Okay, we're on to our quarterfinals now. Ooh. It's heating up in the studio. Germany versus Spain.
That'd be a good game. I'm going to go Germany.
Yeah. Portugal versus Austria.
Portugal.
Belgium versus France.
France.
It was a bit like Mastermind. I'll just click. Oh. England versus Switzerland in the quarters.
It'd be a tough run for England. Netherlands and then Switzerland. You'd have to say, I'm thinking Bellingham, Saka, Foden, drop it like it's hot.
And now this, I think I've seen a lot of people's predictions when I was doing my extensive research, and this has been a lot of people's finals for Germany versus Portugal, France versus England.
Yeah.
And that's your 4. And
that keeps popping up on my EAFC careers as well. England,
who did they pick? I think they picked France to win, didn't they? EAFC have basically picked the last. Oh no, that was World Cup. The last 3 World Cup winners by doing a simulation.
Well, I'm predicting England are going to win it, but if you're going to win it, you've got to beat France at some stage. So I'll say England beat France, and then Germany, Portugal. I just still think home advantage could be better. I'm going Germany. Germany-England final.
Wow. In Germany.
Now, I tell you what. If we go to Germany and win our first tournament since 1966 and our first ever tournament away from England in Germany, well, what can you do?
C'est la vie.
You can't say any more. They'll hate it. We'll love it.
That's why we're going for Germany.
Yeah. That would be a hard
But
game.
You speak to a lot of I think Germany, their main rivals are Netherlands, aren't they? Like for us, I think we're 3 or 4 down this.
Yeah, we've not been relevant.
They don't really care about us. No. Who are you going for then?
England.
Okay, well. England
It would be very hard to win that.
Most predicted...
England have got a hard... considering we're putting them top of the group, Netherlands, Switzerland, France, Germany, there's no bloody Georgia or anyone else in there for us, is there?
No, shouldn't be either.
Tough.
I'm excited now. I've been away. My level of Euro knowledge is building. It's rising. My anticipation and excitement is building and rising. I've got 4 days in Benidorm now, but I'll be back strong and ready to go for watch-alongs after watch-alongs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to it. And I'm just hoping that in the research I've done, there's so much weaknesses in defence and there's so much strength in attack. And unless I've mixed up weakness and strength...
Yeah.
Which I probably have. We should have a lot of goals, which is what we want. And I always like it when the end of the group stage, someone says, it's the most goals we've ever had in a group stage. And I always say, yeah, that happens every bloody time. The knockout stage is where the knockout stage will get tight.
Best player to win finally?
Do they do player at the time?
Yeah. I think because the odds were basically Mbappe was number 1 and Jude Bellingham was favourite number 2.
Well, I think we said this before about the Ballon d'Or. It's coming up in a few months' time, I would say it's between Bellingham and Vinicius Junior at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's got the Copa America and the Euros. So
Rio Ferdinand gave it to Vinicius Junior. I don't know if you saw that clip.
how many times did he give it him?
6 or 7. I think.
Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. That's the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was talking to. I think somewhere on the night, he had it in his head, I've got to say Vinicius Junior for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
But
No, fair play. If he's backing him.
I think Bellingham.
Yeah, I think
Bellingham deserves it. And if England win the Euros, he will win it. So I'm saying England are going to win the Euros. So Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype around him, though. What do you think about that, actually? Just very, very quickly. There's a lot of feedback on Saturday morning about England getting a load of stick, but Saka on the front of all the papers was just weird, considering he'd been subbed on.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Kobe Mainoo got a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I did a video on That's Football about it, and I said I don't really want to get into all that because it's media outlets, and you're talking about the people using black players as the face of a defeat.
Yeah.
It's really scary, and I'd like to say it was coincidental, but it was weird. It was weird.
Well, just like when you put the facts down.
Saka on on the front of so many papers. And now look, what I will say is, they weren't ringing up going, put Saka on. That's 4 or 5 individual sports editors who've gone, let's go with a picture of Saka. Now, really, it should have been a picture of Saka, a Foden,
Well, even Southgate was the story, really, wasn't it? Coming out of that for everyone.
And it is weird. And Mainoo got loads of stick as well.
And
there was an article giving him a 4 out of 10, and I was like, because he could have done better on the goal. And I was like, well, Ramsdale will know he shouldn't have got done on the front post. John Stones will know he should have closed him down. But the thing about Bellingham is, and it's nothing to do with other than the fact that he is, we've just been talking about the Ballon d'Or, he is starting to get a bit of stick now. He is starting to be that. And I'm like, he's still, we should be celebrating this player. He's had a very hard season.
People are picking out, he's almost too media trained, he's too well spoken. Like, what he gives a great, like, them Champions League post-match press conferences, he actually speaks so authentically and so...
But I also don't think with Bellingham, people actually know what he is.
No.
I think they think he's Gascoigne or something, or he's he's
Grealish.
He's not the sort of player that gets the ball and skips past 3 or 4 players. It's more about strength. It's all about laying the ball off. It's movement. It's tackling.
He's the perfect modern day footballer.
Yeah, he's not Zidane.
And also, like, there is so many media outlets. Like, he's going to maybe repeat him, especially on a Champions League final night. But people just get so weird about it. Of like, I don't get why in this country we have to be so negative. Like, that's why I was so glad ultimately he went to Real Madrid, because this would be tenfold if he was at a Man United or a Liverpool or a Man City.
And I know we've given Southgate a lot of stick, but actually, that in a tournament, that's what any manager, Bobby Robson used to say at Terry Venables, that I'm the guy who should get the pressure.
It
should all be about Southgate now.
And it's classic, like, you become the hero and then you become the villain, isn't it?
After the tournament, David Beckham got it, people have had it, Rooney's had it when he got sent off. In tournament, we shouldn't be scrutinising individual players as this, that and the other. If Southgate makes a bad sub or anything like that, it should be on Southgate. But it is weird that, as I said, the pictures of Saka on the front of the papers, the going in on Mainoo, I've sensed it with Bellingham. It wouldn't surprise me if Foden got a little bit of it as well.
It's just like
he's had such a good season, and then look at this.
It's just like we're setting ourselves up to fail.
Yeah, and the players will take notice.
But that's a very British thing to do. With like,
I think we like losing. I don't feel I think the older I've got, the less British I've become, and I don't know whether that's because I lived in Ireland or whatever, or I've become quite cynical of it. But after the Euros when we lost. Obviously, it was a load of racism, which was disgusting, and it took away from the game, actually, which was horrible. But I did feel after that game that we'd bottled a big opportunity. It was people I was sort of messaging, going, "Oh, fair play to the lads, they did their best." And I was like, I'm actually tired of this. I had it in 90, I had it in 96. I'm tired of it's almost like we embrace, we've lost again at the end. I'm like, the Germans don't do that. They go absolutely mad, and we just need to. We need to just I don't want to be talking about.
We need to be more
losing.
American.
Yeah, we need to bloody win. Yeah. But the players will struggle with that when they've got people attacking them. And the thing is, like the Germans and everybody else like that, they do really go in on their players and the Brazilians when they're out. Yeah. But when you've got a chance, get behind them.
Yeah, and especially I think it's different this time because there's sort of universal thing across Europe that we are one of, if not the favourite.
Well, we are going into the tournament as favourites, so we've got to play like favourites.
And let's have a bloody good tournament.
Mentality's got to be there.
This. Let's have a great time. This is the only time where you can drop all your allegiances for me. It's the time I really enjoy a tournament because I can watch it with my mate. You create mates. Sorry, that sounded really sad. I've got friends. You can create memories of a lifetime. You get in a pub garden. You get to see people you've never seen before, and those little special moments where you can remember every England goal. It's going to be great. So just embrace it and let's have a bloody good summer, okay?
I used to do the watch-alongs a couple of years ago, and we had a live feed camera in a pub.
Oh, I remember seeing those.
I used to love doing it, but we're not allowed to do it anymore because I used to spend too much time looking at the camera and making up stuff.
Oh, right.
And it would take away from the game. Be like, he's definitely interested in it. Oh, she's having a look. She's not interested. He's still hanging around there.
Yeah.
He's been drinking that pint for an hour. It was fun, but I should just do a stream. We should do a stream where we just watch a crowd.
People watching, yeah. That'd be good.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. Hope you are as well. Get your comments in. Player of the tournament, goal scorer. Let us know you've got any sweepstake. Can England win it? Who do you think is going to win it if England doesn't win it, Will? Just very quickly.
France. No, scrap that. Portugal.
I'm going Germany.
You bastard.
But I might jinx Germany out of the group stage now.
Let's be sat here on the 14th of July. We might do a podcast on the 15th of July. A lovely title. We bloody did it.
Yeah. Well, we're still doing the podcast, by the way. They're still going to be running through the summer. When the transfers start kicking in as well, we'll be talking about that. Obviously, there's loads going on. But thanks, everyone, for watching, listening. Make sure you keep doing that. Get involved, spread the word, and we will speak to you later. And don't forget, on That's Football, when the Euros kicks off, we're there for every single game on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm right to do 10 minutes now on the new Blues manager.
Yeah, I'm off. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye.